Conferência de imprensa com Radu Albot, apurado para a segunda ronda do Oeiras Open 4. Radu, congratulations for the first win. Your first thoughts on this match today?
Well, the first thoughts is that the conditions here are not so easy. It's very windy. Of course, we know that we play in Portugal so many times during the ATP, during the Challenger. Also, it's windy all the time, so not easy to play. Have to get used to those conditions. Have to get used to those balls bouncing back from the court, and just stick in there and play the next point. If we talk overall about the match, I would say that I think I played pretty good match today. I don't remember me playing as good on clay for quite a bit. Pretty aggressive. I think I was defending well. I think I was dictating mostly the whole match, especially in the beginning of the match. I was always dictating the points and making my opponent move and run a lot. Overall, I would say it's a good match. I liked how I competed today, and looking forward for the next one.
You won and then you went straight back to the court to practice for maybe 1 hour. Why did you do that?
It's a good question. I think if you want to play well, you have to practice all the time. And there is no other secret to playing well other than going on the court and practicing. So I think I felt something that didn't work in some situations on the court, and I just wanted to go on the practice court and work on those things, and just very simple as that.
What about those single sticks on the net?
The single sticks, it's a trick to get the net higher. So just practice. There's so many things you can do on the tennis court, especially on clay, where you need to play a little bit higher over the net and a lot of spin. So you a little bit of improvisation right there.
Okay, so you've been the first in Moldavian tennis to do a lot of stuff, the titles and the rankings. What kind of privilege do you have in Moldavia? You're a sports hero in Moldavia. What did that give to you?
Well, it's true that I'm the best tennis player ever from Moldova. Also, I would say I've been in top 10 athletes at the end of the year in Moldova for many years already. I think I never won being the best athlete because we have very good wrestlers. We have Olympic medals, Olympic medal, just one in kayak, and weightlifters. They just have more competitions like European Championship, World Championship, which in tennis doesn't exist. The best tournaments in tennis is Grand Slam and Masters 1000, where I can say that I didn't compete as good as them. And I would say I'm a famous athlete in Moldova, yes. I would not say that I'm the best, no. If you ask me if somebody recognizes me on the street when I walk and stuff like that, it happens sometimes. I will not say that this happens at every corner and I need to put glasses and beard so I can hide from the guys. It's not happening like this, but sometimes the people recognize me and I ask for a picture or an autograph or something like this. And Moldova is a small country, so anyone who follows sport or who follows tennis and they see me, for sure they'll recognize me.
So the sporting tradition is more towards wrestling and weightlifting?
I would say so, because those sports don't ask for any investment. You just need to go and fight with another guy, there is in tennis you cannot just go and play on the tennis court. You need a racket, you need a court, you need balls, you need shoes, you need when you get older you need a lot of things back after this, But wrestler, you just need your I forgot the name.
Brute force.
You just need to put it on and find another guy and get him down.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because your family had to sell properties in order to finance your career, right?
When I was young, yes, it happened. When I was young, really young. It was at the beginning of my career.
Did you pay them back?
I think they're fine. Yeah.
How's the tennis now in your country? Improve with you, with your popularity?
That's also a good question. It's tough to say. if we look at the rankings of the other players that there been before, when I was just starting to play, there were guys being 300, 200, 500. If we're looking now, there is 2 guys only, and they're both 500. So their ranking is not as good as before, comparing to the guys before. For instance, number 2 in Moldova, his best rank was 200, exactly 200. And nobody beat that record yet. Like, nobody beat this guy. So it's difficult to tell if that the tennis improved or not. Also, like I mentioned before, tennis needs a lot of investment, and people are not very rich in Moldova to take out of the pocket and invest in coaches, invest in traveling, invest in fitness coach, psychologists, and all of that things, especially when the kids are young, because you just invest, and then you see nothing back. So to answer your question, if it's better or not tennis in Moldova at the moment, it's a difficult question for me to answer. I would like to hope and to say that yes, but the numbers show a little bit different.
So you came a little bit out of nowhere, right?
Excuse me?
You came a little bit out of nowhere. An elite tennis player. How do you explain that? Why?
You mean in Moldova? How did I came from without ranking? Well, it's not really from nowhere. I was pretty good junior. I was number 2 in Europe under 16.
Still, you were much better than any other Moldovan player, right?
No. When I was kid, or what do you mean? One more time, please.
Because you emerged almost by yourself. You're so much better than any other player from your country. How do you explain that?
Well, I don't know. It's maybe their workability was not as good. Maybe their commitment was not as good. What can I say? It's only about me that the ranking doesn't lie. If you've been like top 100 for many years, that means that you're a good player. If you never broke the ranking of 200 or 150, that means you're a good player, but not top. So I would say that just working, practicing, and improving all your weak parts of the game, improving even the strong parts of the game, and just workability was a little bit different than any other guy from Moldova, any other player from Moldova, I would say.
Okay, so you need motivation, of course, but besides discipline, what were your references growing up? Who do you look after?
Well, I had some idols, of course. If you ask from the ATP tour, of course, I had idols like Marat Safin, Sebastian Grosjean was. David Ferrer and Roger Federer. These were my favorite players to watch and to, like idols. Also, when I had my first practice with David Ferrer in an ATP tournament, this was like unbelievable experience for me. I was very excited and shaking a little bit, because I was looking at him all my life, and now I'm on the court with him hitting balls. So it was interesting. But when I was young, when I was 16, 17, 18, there were still guys that I mentioned that they are 300, 200 from Moldova. So this was also for me a big achievement to get there. Mm-hmm. I was like still a junior, and when I was playing Davis Cup, we had these guys who was like 330, this guy who is like 200 or 300 at the moment, I don't remember. So this ranking was also very good for me back then. So this was also an interesting experience to listen from them, to get the advices from them, to be in the team of the Davis Cup, like, I don't know, for 10 days together. So they give me advices on the court, they give me advices off the court. And I would say this is important for a kid who is just coming out from the juniors. And to be honest, when I was number 2 in Europe, under 16, number 11 in ITF, under 18, I was thinking that tennis, it's easy, I was thinking that, well, I'm the best in Europe, I'm one of the best in the world, I will be like easy in the ATP tour, breaking through. But when I hit that wall, I understand that this is not so easy. So all these experienced guys, of course, being 200 in the world and talking to me, explaining me how to play, how to eat, how to do this is also a big step for me, a big advice, which I'm thanking also for the guys from Moldova.
You were always based on Moldova, you never left to
I did leave to Germany, but when I was 13, first time, and I was practicing in Germany only during the summer holidays because I was going to school in Moldova. So we have holidays May, June, July, and in September we start again. So all these 3 months I was going to Germany practicing, and when the school starts I was coming back to Moldova.
Now you're in a position where you can be the one giving advices to young kids. Do you like that part? Do you see yourself maybe as a coach in the future? Or?
I had this experience already. There is some young kids from Moldova. For example, there is one guy from Moldova, he's 12 years old, and he's living in Miami at the moment. And they moved with the family all together to, sorry, not in Miami, in Delray Beach. They moved to Florida all together. And when I was playing Delray Beach Open, when I was playing Miami Open, I was talking to him, giving advices. I even practiced with him on the court. And I think it's very important to give back, you know, like if I'm not gonna help him, I'm from Moldova, he's from Moldova, who's gonna help? I mean, who's gonna care? And it's not that I'm 24 hours on him and checking what he's doing, but when I have a chance, when I can sit in the car next to him, you know, like I can say, come on, man, you know, like go to bed early today, or come on, man, like collect your laundry in the house, or do your bed, or focus on your practice tomorrow, let's have a good practice. Like, just simple words, but they are so important, I think, because as I mentioned just a little bit earlier, these guys, they were talking to me also. Like, I even remember now I was playing with the racket, and I was never changing the grip because I didn't have so many when I was a kid. So the guys were asking me why I don't change the grip every match. I say, yeah, because I'm used to that. I play with the grip 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know. So, and then I started to think, yeah, why don't change? It's so much better and so much softer, or whatever. It doesn't matter now, but it's still in my head. When I was 17 or 18, being in the Davis Cup with these guys, they were talking, and like, it seems like simple thing, but somewhere it's like details with details, and they add up, you know.
Do you see yourself as a president of the Moldovan Federation?
Why not? Why not? Yeah, I'm a very good friend with the president of the federation at the moment, and the only thing is that I don't know what I need to do, you know, at the moment. We're good friends. He's trying to help guys. He actually invests a lot of money in some of the guys. He's investing some in the Davis Cup. Before the Davis Cup, he's paying like 1 month of tournaments, traveling and all that, and covering expenses. We had a discussion about when I'm finishing with my career, so I can step up as a president of Tennis Federation in Moldova, but I don't think I'm ready. I would need to do some research, because I think it's a big responsibility, and when you become the president, and me being a famous tennis player and the best tennis player, I think a lot of parents will come to me asking for help, asking for this, and I need to be ready how to respond and what to offer back. So I would say that I would like to be there. I would like to develop tennis in Moldova. This is number one, maybe, not being the president like for status, but to develop the tennis. This would be one of the things I would like to do. But I just need to learn a little bit to know what to do, how to do, and how to respond correctly.
But I believe you have some, Moldova, have some help from the ITF, for infrastructures, for investments.
That's a good question. I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe we do some help. We do have some help with some courses for coaches and stuff like this. But financially, if you ask me, like if you get money for building courts or academies, I don't have this information. My answer would be no, but otherwise we would have clubs we don't have. And that's another thing I would like to do in Moldova, to have a tennis academy where kids can practice properly, not just like coming with a court, playing 1 hour with the coach, collecting balls and going home, you know, like to have a proper approach, to have maybe a little bit, maybe a step up from the coaching system we have in Moldova at the moment. Me traveling so much, seeing so much, talking to so many coaches, observing how pro players are practicing, I can maybe implement a different system in Moldova. Maybe yes, maybe no. Time will show, and for sure one of the things that I would like to do is to develop tennis in Moldova. In which way? I don't know. I think any way is good, but I guess we will find out in the future when I finish my career.
ATF as a player play development program.
They do?
They help. They've been helping a lot of players in the past 10 years or so.
You mean to particular player?
Yeah.
I was also helped by ITF, being in the ITF team, that's what you mean.
Okay, yeah.
Because ITF team, there is like 12 players or something like this, and you travel together with coaches from different countries, and you get covered travels, hotel, food, everything is covered. You don't pay for anything, even the coaches are covered. So that's one way of helping the players. But you need to be like to have a pretty good ranking and to get into to qualify for this ITF team. So I don't know if this is what you mean. Maybe you mean something else.
Oh, about your name, you present yourself as Albot Radu on the ATP website, right?
Yeah, on the
Is it-
ATP website you say Albot Radu. You start with your surname.
Oh, okay. I don't know why Radu Albot. It's a mistake. Should be changed. It's actually doesn't really matter. For example, in Moldova, I think we put our last name. We say it first, like Albot Radu. What's your name? Albot Radu. And when you listen, like Roger Federer, you know, it's the other way. So I think that's how I grew up, because when you're in the school, you go by the last name.
It used to be in Italy. It used to be also like that.
I was number one on the list all the time in the school when you open the, you know, because it's A. So I was number one. So all the time Albot. So maybe.
So you had to be there on time.
Yeah.
Because in China, it's cultural that you always that people announce
Last name?
players with the last name first.
Not necessarily in Moldova. Maybe you can say it both ways. For me, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Moldova is right next to Romania, right?
Yes.
So, what is the biggest influence? It's because Romania is a pretty good tennis tradition, and on the other way, Moldova was used to be a part of the Soviet Union. Is there a more cultural or regional influence from Romania? What can you say?
Well, I was also born in Soviet Union. I was born in 1989. The Soviet Union fell apart in 1991. So I was 2 years old when the Soviet Union fell apart. What can I say about the tennis tradition is that I don't feel something from Romania moving to Moldova about tennis, and I don't feel something from Soviet Union moving to Moldova about tennis. I guess when I was growing up, it was already like an independent country, and Moldova started to develop their own kind of system in tennis, and we didn't have much influence from Romania or from Soviet Union. Also, we do speak in Moldova Romanian, which is our first language, and everybody almost speaks Russian. So we have two languages that we can discuss and talk fluently in Moldova, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I can say that we have something inside. I feel like at the moment the country is a little bit split in 50-50. Somebody wants to be European Union, somebody doesn't want. Somebody wants to be like, you can say together with Russia, but I don't know now with Russia or not with the things they're doing. But I hope Moldova will keep the right way, and they will go like with the correct people into the Europe, because I don't see any other way for the country to develop.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.